Hey everybody, it's Adam from Encounter Wargaming, and today I'm going to unbox, build, and paint this Hive City iron fence gate and these Hive City iron fences. Let's check it out. So Tabletop Scenics was nice enough to send these two packs along, and I am super excited. These are going to be some great throw terrain for the Hive City table. They're going to do great for blocking troop movement, adding amazing detail to the terrain, and really making some of these buildings come to life. The good thing about some of the Hive City buildings is they are amazing line of sight blockers for 8th edition 40K, as well as just being some pretty cool, generic steampunk buildings that you could fit into any game of, say, I mean, even Malifaux, The Other Side, War Machine, anything that's kind of steampunky, tech, but also low tech, because there's still stone type structures and stuff, and brick and all that. So these fit in just nicely into all that, and give you some nice throw terrain to jazz up all those buildings. Look like they're going to be pretty simple to build. Probably paint them in just in two separate pieces with a final assembly at the end, and then leave them modular so that you can customize your gaming table each time you play. So very excited about these. Can't wait to open them up, show them to you, and build them and paint them. Let's check it out. And here you have it, the two kits, the gate and the fences. And of course the gate itself comes with a few fences as well, and then the iron fence kit comes with just more fences and no gate. So there you go. So this should be enough fencing to probably get a good length of distance of our table covered, if not maybe one of the buildings fully fenced in, or a good section of the table fenced in. So very excited about this. Now of course the number one tip when opening up MDF kits is taking your hobby knife and resisting every temptation to slash across the front so that you don't put a big knife mark through all the nice details. Of course you want to take your knife and come in on the sides of both of these, so that you don't gash them up. So here we go. Let's open these guys up. Each of them come with a few sheets of MDF, as well as some instructions as well. So there we go. So let's get that plastic out of the way. So let's put this guy off to the side, and first things first, we got some Hive City iron fences. Let's take a look at just what these kits look like. All right, now you can see right now, see a little laser just comes by and etches in all these details. Super great. The good thing is you can just spray paint on top of this, and all those dark lines will stay dark. So a lot of your work is done for you when it comes to getting the details done, which is really nice about MDF kits in general. The fence, all one piece just like that, and the little embellishments that come out the side, very cool. These look like the stands that everything stands up on, as well as the top pedestals, I guess. Yeah, on the top there. Very neat. These should be very simple to just throw together in a few minutes. So I guess this is probably each of these is probably one wall section. Wow, that's super handy. So, okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 wall sections, and then let's check out this gate piece, which looks a little bit more involved. Awesome. So I guess that's probably the base of the gate there. It just kind of popped out. No worries at all. Oh man, that's so nice. Look at this. This is the top of the gate. Oh, that's super cool. Wow, great job, guys. Great job. I'm loving this. And I guess you could model this so it's open or shut, however you want it. I wonder even if it swings. We'll see when we build it up, I guess. That'd be super cool. But yeah, amazing detail, guys. Great job. Here's the base cut out, of course, with all that great brick. There it is. I'm very impressed with these kits every single time. And I think that Tabletop Scenics might be the best in the business that I have seen in terms of MDF kits. And I do not say that just because they are giving us stuff. I say it's because I've built a whole bunch of MDF terrain in the past, and these literally are the most detailed kits out there. Of course, that does mean they take a little bit longer to build, but I think the extra time is totally worth it. So there you go. Cost, benefit, reward. So there's the gate kit. And then, of course, I'm imagining the fences. Here's the instructions, of course. You can see their Mechanicum stuff. Their instructions look fairly simple. So that's the gate in itself. Boom. Yeah, pretty simple. Amazing. Too easy. Okay, I'm very excited. Let's just get into it. So let's open up this iron fence, see if there's anything other than what I'm expecting to just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of the same fence structure. Yeah, amazing. All right, so let's get to building these up. So stay tuned for step 1. So let's get this gate out of the way and yeah, let's get started. Not much to rush into. So we've already seen one of the pieces just popped right out. So there you go, done. All the other pieces you'll generally see are connected with just a tiny little spot where the laser has gone around and just turned off for a quick moment. And you get this tiny little peg just holding the piece on there. And so here we go. Let's just cut those out. And so boom, you can just do it with your knife. Just pop, pop, push it out. Super easy. And so we'll get all of these pieces out. And it looks like there are 2 brick podium pedestal dillies, and the brick flooring, and then as well as the metal gate on the side. And so here, let me show you what we do after. And so we'll get right up super close here. Some of them, as you pull them out, you'll just get a little bit of flashing left over, okay? And so what we can do is just take our hobby knife, being very, very careful, and we'll just cut it flat right there, okay? And of course, X-Acto knives are super sharp, so be very careful. But there you go, and just go ahead and do it for all of them. Get them nice and clean. We want these to look legit, and so there you go. So go ahead, why don't you go ahead and clip out every single piece, clean them all up, and we'll be back in 1 second. Here we go. There's all the bits clipped out. So just grab up some glue. I'm going to use super glue just because it'll dry quickly for this video. I can paint it right away and just keep things moving on. If you don't want to waste a bunch of super glue on something like this, then you can use white glue. It'll just take longer to dry, that's all. It'll be just as solid, and it'll actually probably be better on your fingers because it can get a little bit sticky. So first things first, we can, let's turn these into the solid rectangles that they are. And so always dry fit when you're doing MDF stuff. So it looks like a majority of it touches this side right here. So let's do that. Oh, looks like my glue's clogged. Be right back in a second. All right, we should be good now. So let's get some glue on this bad boy. Ah, still not there, huh? Okay, well, let's show you guys the tricks. Coming out? Ah, we're coming out now. I heard that little air bubble. Boom. Let's do that on both sides. This one. And then you know what? Before I even attach it to anything, I'm going to stay holding on to it so it doesn't stick to my cutting mat, and put some glue on its partner on the opposite side. Now I'm going to as well, let's see, put some glue just on one of these little guys to help me square everything up. Beauties. All right. Aha. Now these are actually spaced out differently. So one side is sized to fit and the other side is sized to fit properly. So you can tell the difference and you won't screw it up. All right, and now you want your double slots here. to be on the bottom edge. What's going on here? Why is this one sticking? You're not supposed to stick. Come on now. All right, let's try that again. Boom. Now, because it fell apart a little bit, I'm just going to drop some super glue in the hinge right here. Just because some of the glue must have gotten wiped off while I was fiddling with that. So sorry about that. I think I was off camera for a little bit for a second there. But there you go. All right, so now we got all four on. I only just struggle with it for a few seconds, but ultimately it's pretty easy to get on all at the same time. If you were doing this with white glue, I would just take a little elastic band and wrap it around there so that you're good. Okie dokie. Now just take the other square cap and stick it on. Boom. All right, so there we go. That is one brick podium stand. And so again, make sure these are on the bottom side. And so what I think I might do is just go ahead and glue this right on. No need to wait. So we'll just stick it right on there, lining it up. Being careful to line it up perfectly. I love this. So the fact that, look, so they put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 squares on either side just gives you so much depth to what is probably some kind of like ceramic or carved stone base. Great little details that Tabletop Scenics do that just keep them above the rest in the train game.
Daddy,
Oh,
Daddy.
my daughter's home. We'll be right back. Oh, what a little cutie. She's 2.5, blonde as all heck, just a little princess, so cute. All right, now let's stick this guy on right here. And the square in this base here is going to be really helpful to keep everything lined up because this gate, right, it's going to line up something like this, and so having those measurements there helps us know that everything is in the right place, which is very handy. Okay, so now what I think is going to happen is I'm going to put these three onto this guy. And what I think I'm going to do is, so this one with the laser cut has to be on the top. And then what I think I might do is put these ones with the laser cut pointing down. Yeah, that's totally what I'm going to do. All right, so let's just get a little bit of glue right here. Awesome. And then very carefully line it up. That's what's great about having those little extra details on there, so that everything lines up nice, perfect. So they don't just, it's actually probably not to Tabletop Scenics' benefit to put all those extra detail lines to help you build, because it's more cutting time, right? But that just shows that they care about you guys. They care about us as the hobbyists, right? So they want the end experience to be awesome, and so that's what details like those little squares do, so that we can line things up properly. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for being considerate, caring for the little people. Boom. Beauties. Pretty stoked about that. All right, so why don't you guys go ahead and build up the other side, and we'll be right back. And we're back. So I've got both sides done, and I haven't quite glued this side on yet because I wanted to actually test fit the distance here to make sure I didn't get it too close. And so there you go. So I wanted these pieces to be on so that I could dry fit the distance here. And so now I'm going to throw some glue down, put these guys back on, is a nice measurement tool to dry fit that. Boom. Beauty. So now I have all of the brick bit figured out and all of the metal bits figured out. And so what I'm probably going to do is glue these little guys into the sides here, and then glue these together, and then I may paint this stuff separate from this stuff. Yeah, so that I could just easily airbrush these and not have to worry about it. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll shove some glue in all these, and I guess we'll just have all. There's a little tab. You guys can see a little tab. We'll just have all of those little tabs on one side, sticking out. Beauties. 1, 2. All right, and then boom, 1, 2. All right, so there you go. So that'll now be the base for the hinge for these guys to go into. And now I'm thinking, just to let you guys in on the plan, I'm thinking with a little guitar string, I can actually line up this to go all the way. I can actually make a little hinge, so I don't have to glue the two together, and I can make it so that they swing open and shut, and I think that would be really cool. So something for later, perhaps, but for now, let's just keep a gluing. Keep a gluing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we'll have all the little nubs point the same direction again. And just a quick note to be cognizant of, once you put these in, to look at it this way and to see how they're spacing and angling and leaning. So I'm trying to get a 90-degree angle off the brick wall so that it's spaced properly and that they're not too close together, because I do want to be able to fit these door hinges, the part that attaches to the door, in between nice and snug. So there you go. So just a little tip there, and just watch them that they don't tilt or fall over or whatever as your glue's drying, especially if you're using white glue, because it takes a while to dry. There's extra potential for them to lean or fall over because of gravity and stuff like that too. So, all right, so not bad. Beautiful. It's lining up just nice. And so just because of the whole gravity thing, I'm just going to lay that down on its side like this. Come on over to these pieces and make sure that there's so many little details here. Make sure all the tiny wood pieces are pushed out. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okie dokie. All right, and so now what I'm going to do probably is take these and glue these hinges on. And so what I'm thinking maybe for that is I'll glue the top side. Just shove some glue in there. Why not? Just shove it in. Okay. All right. And again, we want this so that it's flat and that nothing gets too out of whack there. So you may have to hold it for a minute if you're using the white glue. But I think that extra point of contact on this metal bar here is what's really going to help you keep those guys flat. And so then you got this nice little door that should fit. I don't want to mess with it too much because it's drying still, but it should fit right in here, something like that. Boom. And then so later we'll get out our guitar string and maybe be able to make it swing. Oh, swing like that. Yeah. Great. Oh, beauties. Okay, so this is gonna be good. So let's leave that there. Leave this here. Finish these up. Very excited. Okay, put that in there. Okay, get the last two hinges on. I want to make sure that they're on the same side so that these doors swing the same direction. Yep. Beauties. Okay. Just leave that there to dry like that. Okay, so now this archway is in two pieces. Very cool. So we are going to have to be very careful that we make sure that all these little detail bits line up properly. And there is a particular side to do it on. So if you notice this little shield emblem shape in the middle, it's got a laser etching in it. And so you want that on the outside. And so make sure you do the flat sides back to back. Okay. So let's get all the outer pieces here with some glue on it. I'm not going to do too much, like I'm not going to do glue on it all the way around. But just on these outer bits, this top middle bit, and there you go. Just to reduce some of the squeeze out. Some of the ends right here probably. All right, dot dot. That should be good enough for rock and roll, baby. All right, now line this up very carefully, minding some of the small bits. Good, not bad. Oh no, course correct. I think we got it back. Take a look all the way around. Not bad at all. Okay, so there you go. So there's that bit there. Okay, so there's the gate. Keeping these separate to paint the metal. Let's move on to the fences, shall we? And here's one of the fence bits. And so if you're like me and you got both the gate and the fences kit, you should have 10 of these total. So I'll show you how to build one, and then we'll do a snap and we'll show all 10 built at the same time. And then we'll get to painting it. So for now, let's just cut out all these pieces. I've shown you how to do that. Go ahead, you know what to do. And we're back. And so this will be pretty simple. Very similar to what we just went through. We have one of these stand-up pieces right here, attached with these little square pegs with the pedestals mounting it both at the base and at the roof. What will be different is how we attach and do all the fence and all that. And so, all right, let's just start along here. Let's get some glue on these edge pieces. Boop, boop. Along one of the bases. And let's do both sides. Sorry about that. Get on camera, Adam. That is one of the most difficult parts about sharing your hobby with people, is hobbying at particular angles. You never would think you'd have to do that until you try and put your stuff on YouTube. And so anyways, let you guys in on one of the little fun secrets many of those hobbying YouTubers have. And as I'm talking about it, I'm off camera again. Haha. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Nice. Just get glue all around that base and on the sides. There we go. The last piece here. Well, I guess second last. Oh, upside down. The tabs here are unevenly spaced so that you get them on the right side, which is very, very handy. Kudos Tabletop Scenics for making it as easy as possible for us. All right, now let's do the pedestals on the top and on the bottom. Okay, just put that guy, line it up right here. You see the laser cut bit there? Awesome, just line that up on the bottom. And do the same thing on the top. You guys hear my little 2-year-old trying to invade the room again? Mummy caught up with her and stopped her. All right. Here we go. Line it up on the top and the bottom again. Beautiful. Alrighty, and one more. Now pick a side. Actually, I guess yeah, so pick an orientation now. So we'll call the lower end with the I don't know, the little tabs here closer together. We'll call it the bottom end, and we will have the laser cut bits face up for that side, and then this other side will be the top end. Okay, and we will have then the laser cut side facing upward. I'm trying to line it up as well as possible. Beauties. Oh, small adjustments. All right, cool, good. So there you go. So then you have that nice detail on the top side, which is what is very important, which is what we really want. So now this is the tricky part. So now I want to line all this stuff up, because here we go. We have some brick area with metal bits overlapping. And so what's on my mind right now is ease of painting, and whether or not I should fully assemble these or wait until later. These little bits will be harder to do separately because they're fiddly. Got to do one side and the other side. So what I think I might do is just fully assemble it and not worry about it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so get some glue. Boom. Glue on one side, just stick this brick bit on. Because what we'll do when we're painting it, I guess, is we'll use tape. We'll use tape to block things off, or what have you, or we'll just hand brush some of it. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. I think I should be faster to not worry about it and just fiddle with it later. All right, and other brick piece. Now really line it up properly, as these little stepped bits here, you want them to be nice and flat. Beauties. Okay, so now the trick is which of these fence bits do these go on? Looks like there is a to keep it even. If we do it on the second full post, second full post, second full post, second full post, and then 3 full posts, 3 of the little hoops. Okay, yeah. Okay, I got it. So here we go. So we're gonna go count 1, 2, glue it to the post. Okay, beauties. Stick it down. It's a little bit fiddly, so I'm just gonna hold it. Beauties. Okay, now do that on the other side. 1, 2, glue it to that post. Beauties. And this is where the super glue is really going to come in handy. So even if you're using white glue at this point, maybe switch to super glue just to have these attach a little bit faster. So I could see it being a big pain in the butt to try and hold that whole time. And when if you leave it, if you finally get it, and then you leave the room, I could see it just falling over on you. Whereas this will be good in a few seconds. Good. Okay, so I'll hold that while we do the rest. So now count 1, 2, 3, and glue it to this post, because then you'll have 1, 2, 3 on the other side. So that'll make it perfectly symmetrical on all sides. And that's how they've done it in the images as well. So I didn't just make it up. Okay. So while this last one dries, let's now figure out, hopefully that doesn't just fall off. Let's figure out what we can do here. So, oh, neat. Okie dokie. So these little step parts are really cool because this is how they're all going to fit together. Awesome. Because they fit right onto the stepped pedestal right there, and now they'll all be seamless. So if we line up two of these together, so let's say like our gate, right? I don't have to glue it. Now we can just line them up like this and just touch them together. Even if you wanted it to be like this, right? It'll line up now on all sides just by sticking them close together like that. It's a great design feature. Well done, guys. I'm a big fan. Cool. All right. So there you go, eh? I may, let's see. Yeah, let's glue this to, let's glue this on here right now. Why not? Yeah, let's glue it on. Okay. And we'll glue the actual fence bit. Beauties. Definitely need some on this part as well. Now the trick will be getting it right in the middle without getting glue all over it. Beauties, that looks pretty central. Awesome. Okay, so now I'll let one finger hold that, and I'll just start gluing these guys on because I got nothing else to do. So there you go. Why not, right? Multitask. That's how we get stuff done quick. It's not goofing around. Oops, kick the camera a little bit because I'm actually going to stand up and make sure this guy's straight just by looking top down, and I can get an aerial view and make sure this is lined up across that plane there. All right, let's just keep on going. There it is. I can just nudge it, line it up with that aerial view. And one more. There it is. All right. I think at that point our fence has got some tack on the other side, and so we'll leave that there. And in the meantime, guys, you can go ahead and build the 9 others in the kit. So I'll do that as well while this is drying. We'll just get a jump start on the other 9, and then we'll be back and we'll show you everything assembled, ready for some paint. So let's do that. Boom, and it's all done. So I've laid out all of the fences, and you can cover a good amount of area. So this would probably surround one building entirely, with the gate with some extras to either, you could put them on this side of it to lead into it, or you could put it on this side of it to, lead through a courtyard or whatever. And you can configure these in any way that you want. So they're all totally modular with just one wall and one pillar on each side. And I've put some Space Marines in here. So you see I've got an aggressor librarian, so a couple 40 mil bases. And I also put in this Redemptor Dreadnought to just show you. So yeah, like the scale is amazing. You can see here that the height of the fence is still a little bit taller than an aggressor. And the Redemptor Dreadnought comes to just over the height of the pillars by about, I don't know, 1.5 inches or so. So there you go. So I think it's time to paint these guys up to match the rest of the buildings that we've painted for the Hive City train. So let's get set up to do that. So first things first, with the painting on this, we got them all built, ready to go, and so it's time to start painting. So we're gonna do kind of the same thing we've done for all the MDF trains so far in this series. Is we're gonna do a flat red primer. This is Rust-Oleum 2x Painter's Touch. And then we're going to do a top down of the Nutmeg as well. So this is the Ashbarger Special painting combo. Let's start with that and see how you do. Be right back. And there it is, rattle can primed. So we got those 2 layers on there, the nice flat red and the Nutmeg. And so you can see it's real subtle. It just helps to create nice little transitions. So you can see the base has got kind of the reddish here and the Nutmeg here. See, when you tilt up, you get more of the red underneath, and when you tilt this way, because we did kind of a top down, you get more of the Nutmeg there. And so there you go, nice MDF terrain. A thing about it is it's really porous, so it just sucks up a lot of paint. So you never want to be like hand painting and stuff, so the rattle can just seals it up nice and gives a lot of absorption, so that we can just start airbrushing on top of this now and make it look really good. So there you go, guys. That's step number 1. Let's keep going. And here we are set up to airbrush. And so what we're going to do is we're going to combine this Vallejo Game Air Leather Brown and Game Air Bone White to produce a nice light beige color. Mix up a whole bunch of that. Plop it right in there. Awesome. Oops. All right. Now I should probably just buy a mix or a pre-made color that's exactly what I want. But you know how these things go, right? So let's mix that up in there. Maybe a little bit light. Let's dampen it out again. Add a little more leather brown. Okay. Hope that's not too dark again. Oh man. Well, that's how it goes, isn't it? Let's actually bring my water over here. Okay. So, I mean, let's just try this out, right? Oh yeah, it's actually not so bad. It'd be quite nice. So here we go. We're just gonna give little highlights around the outside of everything, the edges of all this brick. Don't do what I just did and pull a total noob. Always blow a little bit off of the model before you come back on. Alright. Edges, corners, make it pop. Alright, so there you go. So now I'll just show you the difference between 2 of these guys. There you can see one's much brighter, pops a lot more, has some nice gradients, and love it. So go ahead and do that on all of them. Okay, and so we are done with that airbrushing. Now what I've gone and done is I've gone and taped this all off to create a little mask, so that now I can come in with the airbrush again and some black spray paint or airbrush paint. And this is like a black primer. And so I'm just going to use it because I got tons of it. And I'm just going to come in and just paint this all black. So go ahead, use the mask, let the mask do the work for you, and just cover up the whole thing, both sides all black, and we'll be back when we are done. And I've painted them all silver, black, and now we're going to move on to the silver, and I'm going to use Vallejo Gunmetal from Model Air. And then what we're going to do is just get a nice even coverage. I'm going to start to do some shadowing and stuff, and highlighting. So you can leave some of the darkest spots still just a tiny bit black, right? These just catching the outside of these things. You start to mimic some of the highlights already. Okay. Make sure to work those angles, and then I'm just going to go over the top again real quick. Cool, so there you go. So that's that. Go ahead and do that on all your fences. All right, we're back and we're done doing that on all of our fences. And so now what we're going to do is just one quick little highlight with Vallejo Model Air Silver. This is a nice bright silver that is just really going to make things stand out here. And so I got the little embellishments from the fence as well, just show you how I would highlight those guys. Sorry, from the gate part. There you go. And so just get some nice little highlights all the way around, show some color gradient and whatnot. Highlight the outsides of the actual physical gate and highlight that little flowery bit, because why the heck not? Cool. All right. Not bad. Yeah, cool. All right, so now let's do this. Just kind of get the peaks of the little S thingies and go over the top. Maybe the peaks of the spikes in the middle. I think that's pretty good. You can see you can do this fairly quickly. Remembering that it's terrain at the end of the day, we want it to be quick and dirty, but bam, now that's really popping. We got some nice color gradients there, and that's a good looking fence. So go ahead and highlight all of your fences. And we're back. So now that we're done all of that airbrushing, let's go ahead and actually peel off the tape on all of our stuff, and you can see it masked very nicely. None of the paint got through onto our pillar there, and that's exactly what we want. Now you may find that painting these in pieces is beneficial as well, but you know, we wanted to build them. There's always that satisfaction of having a fully built model, right? And heck, how do you do a building tutorial unless you fully build it? So there you go. Let's get all these bits off and just go ahead, get the tape off, because we're going to do some dry brushing and some weathering now. Cool. Just want to show you a fully complete piece without all this tape so you can see. There it is. That's a nice looking fence. Wow, looking really good. Cool. So let's move on to the next step. Pull off all the tape and we'll get to it. Sweet, so we've got all the tape off, and now what we're going to do is do a little bit of a dry brush on all the brick area to really give it some streaky weathering look, but also a final highlight. So we're going to take some Ushabti bone and a dry brush and just get as much of it off. We want it nice and dry, as much of it off right there. And yeah, we're just going to kind of rub it straight down, always going down on all these. It gives it a nice streaky final little bit of pop there. There you go. So we'll just do kind of one side here, and I'll show you comparison. And you can see a little bit of texture, a little bit of definition, and the other one's still just kind of flat and airbrushy. So there you go. So it really helps bring it into a more natural sort of world sense with the texture and the streaking. And so there you go. Go and do that on all of your fences. Great. So the next step here will be to just get some rust going on. And so what I've done is I've loaded up my airbrush with some Reaper Master Series Harvest Brown and just a little bit of high flow medium from Golden, and got it airbrush ready. Dumped it in my airbrush here, my HPCS from Iwata, and now we're going to just start off the base layer of rust by just squirting some of this in random spots, places where it makes sense where rust would build up. But yeah, in random spots throughout the mini, on these outer bits and the fence itself. Make it nice and rusty. So there you go. There's a cool looking effect for you right there. Maybe a little bit on this end too. Okay, so there's like that. You can also do it on here. Get some rust definitely around the hinges. The fence is clamped together. All right, there you go. See that? Maybe a little more up here. Let's try and match it a little bit on the back. Oh, yeah, right in there. Right around the base right there. Cool. Definitely around the hinges. There it is. Boom. Looking super cool, super rusty. Love it. All right, so go ahead and do that on all of the fences that you have, and we'll be right back. So we're done that on all of our fences, and now what we're gonna do is take a slightly brighter color and just highlight and color modulate. So we got Reaper Master Series Orange Brown. Sorry, the label's a little bit faded. We've used this many, many times. It's a little bit of an old thing. Pot, it goes a long way, as you see. So there you go. So I got it in the airbrush, and what I'm gonna do is just aim for the center, go for like a nice glow effect / highlight type of look. And you don't need much. You can go pretty quick because it's just terrain. Nice looking terrain, mind you. And so there you go. So example number 1, same thing over here. Just color modulate that rust. Get it going there. All right, and so go ahead, do that on all the fences, and we'll be right back when you're done. Here we are, and we're back. We are going to just beef up this rust a little bit more by taking this Citadel dry paint, RZA Rust. It's chunky, it's bright, it's great, love it, and we're going to dilute it down with a little bit of this dark rust from this Vallejo Model Wash Rust Effects, and a little bit of water. So you can see it's nice, it's soupy, it's got some chunks in it from the RZA Rust. It's going to give us some texture. We're going to be able to create some nice water damage effects here. We're going to take a smaller brush, just get in there, grab some of this paint, and any like detail edges, we can just use those as a beginning point for a drop of like water damage rust. So just streak that down right there. You can see the kind of look it creates. Got that one step brighter on the rust here, which is great. And now we'll just get some streaky water damage effect right here. Get one of these bigger chunks off the palette maybe, shove it in this corner right here. Use my finger to streak it up, spread it around. All right, there you go. See, look at that. Chunky, bright, and the airbrush provides just like a nice halo buffer for the rest there. And there it is. Do it over the whole thing. Nice handles there. All right. There it is. Looking good, looking good. Alrighty, so go ahead and do that on all of your fences. Make that rust pop, make it look streaky, and then we'll go on to one of the final steps. All right, so that's done, and now we're back for the last thing we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little bit of Nuln oil, and we're just gonna do some weathering streaks on the brick. So just like rain streaks, yeah, just like dirt, all that kind of stuff. And so just on your brick, find areas and create nice little drips. There's areas on here where the laser's already carved in some crack details, and so maybe use those as the basis. So I'm just streaking downward. I'm just picking an area between the bricks and just creating little pooling and streaks just to show some damage there. So simple, but helps give one more layer of detail onto all of our brick stuff. So go ahead and do that over all of your fences. What we can do too here is also on this this base layer, right, is same thing. Just create pools and streaks. I know you don't have the same like gravity effect, but you can create directional effects, right? So like, which way has this been walked through the most? I've left my gates on the hinges so you can open them wide. Grab some of these cracks. Okay, pool, move it around, darken some areas, and then streak it. All right, there you go. If you have some areas that are a little bit too thick, you can feather them in or out. But there you go. Go ahead and do that on all of your fences. And here it is, all complete. Guys, this is a sweet set of kits here. The fences and the gate gets you enough fencing to really jazz up your next table. So guys, with some simple rattle cans, a little bit of airbrush, dry brushing, and some simple rust and some simple rain damage, you can make a sweet set of fences. Good for, and this is pretty generic. It's just an iron gate fence. So you could use this in sci-fi, you could use this in fantasy, you could probably even use this in modern day. So lots of versatile use here for this kit. Guys, have fun with it, make it your own, and there you go. Let's throw down a couple models for you guys to kind of see the scale again with some painted models next to it. Here we go. We got a Imperial Knight Armiger. We got Cypher, and how about a Grey Knight Terminator busting through that gate. So there you go, guys. Great scaling, super awesome for 40K. If you wanted to, you could use a model kit like the Habitat to be, oh, let me move that, to be the centerpiece that this fence piece is around. There you go, and with some minor adjustments here, you have a sweet piece of terrain coming through right here. Awesome, look at that. That is great. That is exactly what you want hanging out on your table. Modular, so that you can customize your your table between games. And man, I'm just super stoked by what these guys are putting out. So hey guys, there you go. If you like that tutorial, we would love if you jump down there, hit subscribe, hit the bell as well if you would like notifications of our future videos when they come out. Because kits like this Habitat, we've done a whole bunch in this series on the Hive City stuff from Tabletop Scenics, so we love those guys. Thank you for sending us this stuff to review, to build, to paint, and to show off to all of you guys. And guys, if you really like this stuff that we're doing here at the channel, for as little as $1 a video, you can jump down there and hit our link to Patreon. It supports everything we do here at the channel: building tutorials, painting tutorials, terrain tutorials, as well as battle reports for the many games that we play. Guys, it was a pleasure. We will see you next time at our next encounter.
Like a monkey in a rocket on his way back home.